Hello, welcome to the Literary and Jury Charge for the 60 class. Today we're going to start out with an article, and it is called The Lawyer and the Punk, and I will read this at 60 words per minute. Ready? It happened in the summer of 1987. I was 23 and, to put it mildly, adrift. After I had gotten out of the army, I'd developed a romance with alcohol, bar fights, and early morning altercations with police. I had no steady job, no prospects. My mother worked for a New York lawyer, and since he had always shown an interest in her family, she told him of the problems I was causing. I was flabbergasted when Joe Thompson called me to set up a lunch appointment. I knew how busy this trial attorney was, and also that he could be, at times, in my mother's words, a real tough SOB. We met at a downtown restaurant that had white tablecloths and fine china. I felt uncomfortable in the suit I had dredged up to wear. It was not my usual drinking uniform. Thompson was even more intimidating in person than I had imagined. He was tall, white-haired, dressed in a black suit with a tie. But it was his eyes I remember most. Icy blue, and they looked right through me. As we ordered, he started to talk. His manner was flamboyant, almost hammy, and it was clear that he was used to getting what he wanted. He had an unusual way of sticking to his cross-examination. What was I going to do with my life? I had no answer. No one had ever spoken to me quite like this. The man pulled no punches. He said flat out that I had to straighten up for my parents' sake and my own. I felt myself bristle. Who the heck does this guy think he is? But then his tone softened. He offered to get me a job at an insurance company, or if I wanted to go to college, he would help. Ridiculous, I thought. And for the first time in our meeting, I found my voice. Wait a minute. My high school record wasn't great. I don't think I could get in, but I was out of my league. He ignored my attempt at argument and told me if I wanted to try Manhattan College, my father's alma mater, he'd back me up. And there was that look again, that blue-eyed, penetrating gaze that demanded compliance. It was clear that I had no choice. I agreed, or more accurately, gave in. A week later, on a hot August day, we headed north toward the school. But on the expressway, Thompson suddenly steered the car to the shoulder of the road and stopped. Let's pray that we're successful, he said. Is he for real? Totally in shock, I followed his lead and knelt by the side of the highway. I felt mortified kneeling there with cars driving by a few feet away. But I knew by then it was useless to challenge him. I closed my eyes, then stole a sideways glance, and there he was, this trial attorney in a pinstripe suit, eyes closed, hands clasped, lips moving in prayer. At the college, we met with Brother Gregory, the dean of the liberal arts school. I'm not a Catholic, brother, Thompson said, but this young man is going to lose his soul. He's a drinker, he's a brawler, and he has no purpose. I wished I could crawl under the floor tile. Thompson talked on about tradition and about my family. He was standing before a jury pleading my case. Brother Gregory listened patiently, but told us the freshman class was filled. He did promise to consider me if a spot opened up. And in September, just before school was to start, I got a phone call from the college. We have an opening, Brother Gregory said. Do you want to give it a whirl? Sure, I said, but I wasn't sure. I had no idea what to do. It was school, or maybe a job, or maybe nothing. I actually flipped a coin. The next day, I half-heartedly showed up for my first class called World Literature, and there a miracle occurred. My professor, a small dynamo named Brother Anthony, seemed to burst with enthusiasm over the ideas of someone named Arthur. I was mesmerized. I could not believe anyone could be as smart as this guy. The miracle was that a kind of explosion went off in my head. It felt like the flash from a bomb, and it suddenly changed how I thought about myself and the world. I was not a drinker. I was not just an ex-GI. I felt I belonged in that single fantastic moment. I realized I could be a student. We were filled with ideas about world history, literature, language, and philosophy. But there was something even more important going on. All of us were caught up in the thrilling process of learning. I don't want to exaggerate, but there was an unstated realization that somehow we were on a sacred journey. Okay, there's more, but I'm going to finish that in the next class. Make sure we have time for our other material. My next selection is going to be legal terms and a paragraph. So I'm going to read to you the terms first and then the paragraph. Okay, so we have complaint, double, instruments, tribunal, petition, declaration, jeopardy, documents, acknowledgement, authenticity, notary public, adjudication, and endorsement. Okay, here we go. The complaint in a lawsuit may be referred to as a petition, a bill, or a declaration. Each charge in the complaint is known as a count. A court of law is also called a tribunal. The adjudication of a case takes place in a court of law. Double jeopardy means being tried for the same offense more than once. A notary public certifies the authenticity of documents and instruments. The endorsement is written on the back of a legal document. An acknowledgement usually appears at the bottom of a legal document. The covers for legal documents are called legal backs. Okay. My next selection is going to be Latin and French words, and then they will be in a paragraph. So I'm going to give you the names of the words first and then read the paragraph. Okay, so you're going to hear Liz pendens, res or res judicata. You hear it both ways. Res judicata. Then you're going to hear subpoena duces tecum. And the last one is alias dictus. Okay, here we go. A notice of lis pendens is issued to inform persons that litigation is pending. Lis pendens means pending action or lawsuit. Res judicata means that a decision has been made before or made in a court of law. When a legal question has been decided and a court precedent has been established, the term res judicata is used. A subpoena duces tecum is a court order to appear and to bring specified documents. The writ of subpoena duces tecum commands a party to produce certain designated documents in court. In English, alias means an assumed name. The Romans used the expression alias dictus to refer to someone's nickname. The expression, also known as aka, is derived from alias dictus. Okay, that concludes our literary and jury charge for the 60 class. Have a great day.